Hey, what's up you guys? William here. I want to make this video super fast about one thing that everyone thinks is their problem. And when they're conversating with people, when they're meeting new people, especially when meeting new people. So this video is going to give you some insight into that problem of running out of things to say, which a lot of people think they have that problem. But what I'm going to show you is that that's not actually the issue. It's not that you're not creative enough. It's not that you're not smart enough or you need to have more social skills, as a lot of people think that socializing is actually a skill, which it only is about 20% in reality. So we're going to get into the real reason why running out of things to say and how to actually be social, enjoy your socially, and be able to make really good, fun relationships with people romantically or platonically. So this is what this video is going to be about. Let's get into it. So if you think running out of things to say, or if you're going up to a random stranger and you're like, oh, I'm not sure what I would say, or if I would be able to connect with them in any sort of way, if that's something that you think going up to a stranger, then this video is perfect for you. But first, I want you to imagine one time you might have been in a really good mood and been joking around with friends really good. You're in a really present mood. So when you're in that mood, were you thinking about what you could say, or you were like trying to think of a funny joke, or did it just come naturally? Or when you're out drinking and you drink a bunch of drinks and then you feel really comfortable and you're joking around with everybody and stuff like that, did that randomly make you smarter, or did it randomly make you more creative? Not actually at its core, it just made you more relaxed. So the issue isn't that you're running out of things to say, it's that you have a sort of emotional block that's making you too scared to express yourself in the certain way that you want to, especially subconsciously. Like, it'll happen where you don't even think you have anything to say, but then you start drinking and all of a sudden you want to talk a bunch because the emotions were actually blocking that. The creative, fun things that you wanted to express were still there, but because you were emotionally blocked, they weren't able to actually consciously show themselves to you. And this is why I say social skills are only really 20% and the other half is emotional, because you're so expressive and you have so much fun when the emotional side is taken care of. Like when your people are drinking, that's why people love drinking so much, because they actually do have so much to express, yet they're being blocked. So they want to, that's how much social connection is important. They literally put the poison in their body so that they can experience that expression that's being blocked by these emotions that are usually there when they're not drinking. So this is going to be super important if you want to have really good relationships with people and have them be very sustainable too. Like, you don't have to drink every time you go out. You could literally go to a bar and just chat people up and genuinely have so much fun with someone random without needing any sort of alcohol. And it might take a second to get there. It took me a couple years because I didn't have the right systems, the ways to actually process these emotions correctly, consistently, and effectively, efficiently, everything. So, I've had clients who kind of get a little taste of that in just, a week or two. And then they can go on to actually stabilize that and make that a permanent, state that they're in. They're permanently feeling that good. They're permanently in the state that they wouldn't have gotten without alcohol, but now without alcohol. So that's the work that we do, is actually to be able to not run out of things to say, to not have those thoughts when you're going up to someone like, oh, like, I don't know what I'm gonna say, like, I'm nervous, and you just shut down. That won't really be an issue anymore. And if it is, it's going to be very small. And also, if it is, you're going to be able to process that every uncomfortable situation that you're in. Once you know how to process your emotions, actually, you will be able to use those situations as a way to evolve. You use every trigger to evolve. So when you learn how to process your emotions, then you can go get really uncomfortable, go talk to a stranger. It might be really uncomfortable, but then you use that experience not to desensitize yourself, because if you do desensitizing and you just keep approaching strangers and never do the inner work, then you're just going to be stuck in a loop of approaching people, and you're never going to be able to feel like it's not going to be sustainable. You take a week off, and then 2 weeks later you feel just as uncomfortable as when you started, because you haven't gone to the root. You're just constantly taking external action instead of integrating it with the internal way, releasing why you were anxious, why you were scared of running out of things to say in the first place. So you have to get to the root, but you can use every uncomfortable experience to to release it, release the emotions, get to the root. Because when I go approach a stranger and or say what's up and I'm uncomfortable, then that's going to bring up a lot. It's like a line going down. You triggering yourself and putting yourself in that situation is like you putting a line down, and you kind of follow the line down to the root of the issue, and then you're able to process those deeper emotions, like subconscious emotions that are running you and you're not even aware of it. For example, right now I might not be right now I'm calm, but let's say I was nervous. Let's say like right now, for example, I'm calm, but if I go put myself out of my comfort zone, then the subconscious emotions come up that have been there the whole time, even though I was calm before. But it's these certain external things can bring it up, and that's the value in those. And you could also bring those things up without even doing anything external. So there's all sorts of different ways to go about it. But let me tell you about what happens when you actually do get to the root, and when you actually do learn how to process these emotions in a very, I use a very hyper specific way to process these emotions, because it's very difficult for even just getting out of your comfort zone on the external side. It is difficult, but actually bringing your attention to those uncomfortable emotions, it's like when you get a cut on your arm, and instead of watching the TV, you just focus on the cut the whole time. Like that sucks, right? Instead of distracting yourself, you have to focus on a really deep cut, depending on how bad the trigger is. So it's obviously going to be hard, and when it's hard like that, your mind is going to be going in every single direction. Like it's going to be so easy to get distracted. That's why you have to follow a very specific process. You don't have to, but it's the most efficient way. Follow a very specific process to process these emotions, and when you're really triggered, be able to actually not get distracted and actually be able to process them, keep your mind on track, and have it be consistent. So it's not like every once in a while you feel a little bit relief from when you do the meditation. Instead, when you really know how to process these emotions and you've had years of experience, thousands of hours of practice, that will obviously be a huge help. But the lucky thing is, you guys don't have to actually spend that much time. If you get someone who's an expert, they can just guide you so much easier. Like Kobe's gonna be able to show the little kid how to play basketball better than the other little kid who's just learning. You know what I mean? So that's what I do with my clients. I give them everything that I know, that I've spent years and thousands of hours to distill into just the most perfect little method that really allows you to get through these emotions. It's allowed me to overcome all sorts of different anxieties, depression, and just live so much happier. So let me give you some real life examples of what happens when you do this work and you do it correctly with the right guidance and everything's going smoothly. One, those moods where you're with your friends and you're really just having a good time and you're super present. You can experience that with basically anyone. Like you don't even need anyone. Like you could just be hanging out with random people all the time and going up to random people and just having fun with them, joking around with them. Because the same way that you can express yourself to your friends because you're comfortable, you'll be that comfortable with everyone. So now that expression is going to be available to you no matter what situation you're in. And that's when you become your own best friend, because now it doesn't depend on if your friends are there or not. It depends on you. Everywhere you go, you'll have that feeling, that ability. It's like having your best friends with you all the time, except it's yourself. That's what it really means to love yourself, when you can get into that state. So that's one example. Another example is one night you go out to the bars or a venue, and instead of feeling that uncomfortable feeling that I used to feel that too at the beginning, I'd feel uncomfortable a little bit and apprehensive to talk to people. Once you do this work though, you don't feel that. You genuinely don't even it's like you don't even relate to that anymore. And you could just say what's up to everybody, or like someone's just coming up and you're in such a collaborative state. They're just automatically your homie, or they automatically feel like your girlfriend. I have a girlfriend right now though, but that's just the kind of state you're in. It's like everyone's already on your team, and the truth is they are. But so if you don't believe that right now, then it's probably because of these emotions that you need to release. So everyone becomes not a threat, not someone to be scared of, but someone to collaborate with, someone to joke around with, someone to have fun with. And that's so important for business, for networking, for just friendships. And it's the most beautiful thing that you can really do for yourself and for other people, because people are the most important thing in the world. So you know those people that you're like, damn, like if this person was out of my life, that would really suck. Well, unless you're becoming a better person, becoming that person that you think of like that, then you're doing everyone else a disservice as well. If you're not being a very good person in the world, you're doing everyone else a disservice, not just yourself. So not only do you owe that to yourself to be able to give yourself that experience and work on yourself in that way, you owe it to everybody else. So I'll leave you guys with that. Let me know in the comments if there's any questions or if you relate to this at all. And if you want to talk to me personally or see if I can maybe help you, I'd love to have a conversation. Just check in the bio or in the comment sections. I'll have a link. And yeah, it was awesome talking to you. Peace out.